So I ask you the question, why do I have to be known by my issue? People's names becomes anonymous to their action or notorious behavior. But I came to tell you what one preacher told me. Don't let your verbs become your nouns. Don't let your verbs become your nouns. What you do, don't let that define who you are. Just because you act a certain way, it doesn't mean you're the personification of how you act. What are you talking about? 1 John 3:1-2 says, see what great love the Father has lavished on us, that we should be called children of God.
Yes, sir.
And that is what we are.
Come on now.
The reason why the world doesn't know you or labels you or puts you down because it doesn't know him.
Yes.
Dear friends, now we are children of God.
Right now.
Now we are children of God. And whatever we will be
Come on now.
has not been made known. But we know that when Christ appears, we shall be like him and we'll see him as he is. So that means that I'm justified before I'm qualified. I am a victor while I'm a victim. I might be a slave, but God calls me a son. Don't let your verbs become your nouns. Don't let your actions define who you are. And don't let other people define you based upon mistakes that you've done. My actions testify to who I am. They don't define who I am. It's like Adler, the psychologist. He said there's a difference between personhood and behavior. My function in life, my actions of my life, they are not my identity. Just because you call me a certain woman doesn't mean that I am. Just because I'm bleeding, it doesn't mean that I'm defined by my condition, because God has changed my name. Martin Luther King says God doesn't judge you based upon the isolated actions of your life. Whether they're good or bad, God looks at the trajectory of your life and he gives you the benefit of the doubt. He knows the end from the beginning, and he doesn't judge you based upon isolated acts. Don't let your verbs become your nouns.
Have mercy.
Don't let your vice become your voice. Don't let your problems become your proclaimers. Don't let your inconsistencies become your identity. Don't let your verbs become your nouns. You are not your condition. And Jesus proves it. She repeats to herself at the suggestions of the devil's labels, because she knows that Jesus was sent to take our mess and give us his life. Isaiah 61 says that he was sent to bind up the brokenhearted, to give freedom to the captives, to release from prison those who are bound, to comfort those who mourn, to give beauty for ashes and gladness for crying, to give a garment of praise instead of a garment of despair. Jesus said, I change labels and give you a new name to prove to you that you are not your condition. Check this out. He does it before you touch it. When she touches Jesus, the source of her problem dried up. Jesus gave her for free what she was trying to buy for 12 years.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Come on now.
Her bleeding disqualified her from the accepted medical treatment. But it did not disqualify her from an alternative treatment from the hand of the great physician. Her discharge of blood disqualified her from human medicine, but it qualified her for supernatural medicine. We don't know where her flow of blood came from, but her discharge of blood gave her a discharge from society. But Jesus' discharge gave her a discharge of power. But what are you talking about? Her discharge gave her a discharge from her solution, a discharge from religion, a discharge from redemption and from self-esteem. But the very thing that disqualified her made her a perfect candidate for Jesus' clinical trial. Jesus' discharge of power gave her another discharge, not a discharge of blood, but a discharge of power, a discharge from her predicament, a discharge from her circumstance. How many of you know that when Jesus discharges you, there's no transfer orders, there's no waiting for a bed to open up. You can leave AMA against medical advice. Satan tells you to stay, but Jesus has discharged you. Satan wants to keep you, but Jesus discharges you.
All right.
He discharges you to be the true you that you were created to be.
My Lord.
You see, Jesus gave her discharge orders. And she was just tapping him on the garment to pick him up. Jesus decided to heal her before he ever met her. And all of her suffering, that was for her testimony, not because God was punishing her. Jesus came from the other side of the sea just to meet her.
Come on now. My Lord.
He discharged her and took her discharge and changed her name. If I would ask her to testify, she would use imperfect English and incorrect grammar. She would say, he done changed my name. At first I was a certain woman known by my issue, but now I'm a daughter of Abraham, known by my victory. He changed my name. At first I suffered and was afflicted, but now he says, go in peace.
Yes, he does.
He changed my name.
Yes, he has.
At first I suffered under the hands of many physicians,
My Lord.
but now I only need one great physician because he changed my name.
Yes.
At first I paid for a heartache, but now I get peace for free because he changed my name.
Yes, he did.
When I reach my destination, Jesus changed my name. He changes my blood type and he changes my identity. I was bleeding, but I kept pressing. I faced obstacles, but I kept pressing. My GPS inside of me kept replanning and recalibrating and refocusing. Every time Jesus moved in the crowd, my GPS said recalculating, recalculating. Until I get to his feet,
It's all right, son.
where he changes my name.
Come on and
How
talk
many of
this
you know that
morning.
God will change your name?
My Lord.
If you're a liar like